Hello everyone, welcome to Game 3 in the series between Fnatic Alive versus Acer Bly, and Game 3 in a best of 3 series. Bly able to even up the series at 1 game apiece in Game 2. Now, in Entombed Valley, we have Bly spawning as the red Zerg on the bottom left hand side of the map, meanwhile Alive spawning on the top left hand side of the map as the blue Terran. Now this map in Entombed Valley, very interesting for proxy racks play. Now you do know that it is going to be a north versus south spawn here, so Terran players often try to build command centers right here, or not command centers, barracks right here to try and do a little bit of a rush with those units. Marine rush early on against a fast expanding Zerg, very deadly, as many players can attest to. Many games have been won and lost in the first 10 minutes of the game, especially in a Terran versus Zerg, excuse me. Now, what will Bly be going for? Bly looks like he is going to be going for a relatively early scout, and with this early scout, should be able to figure out what Alive is doing. Meanwhile, we are going into a barracks in a rather curious location. Not 100% sure why it is placed down here, as Bly may not spot this barracks early on. Barracks is down. Perhaps if the barracks was hidden down over here a little bit more, that would be more of an indicator, but I believe Bly will actually spot this barracks. Oh, nope, it doesn't spot the barracks. And now the drone is going to be making its way up. The drone quickly seeing that there is no, and I repeat, no orbital or no barracks, may be wondering where that barracks is. What will Bly be doing? Bly now scouting out, does spot that there's a barracks right here. Rather curious position. And now that barracks will be training up a Marine, and perhaps we will be seeing an orbital command in just a second. Alright, barracks, orbital command now coming in, as that SCP is looking to do a bit of scouting this barracks in a really strange location. Not quite sure what to make of it, as we could be seeing, nope, double barracks and now another supply depot. So Alive going into double racks, and this is going to be very aggressive. And this is important because this is before the first command center. Normally, a lot of Terran players do this triple racks build, but it is significantly delayed because of that command center first. Instead, Alive opting to really go heavy into mass Marines, and he may just try to win this entire fight on Marines, as we are now seeing at 20/27 supply. Triple training of Marines, very much a possibility. More and more Marines being added, and if Bly thinks that this is the normal meta game with an expansion here at the natural, he may be in for a terrible surprise. Triple training of Marines now coming in. Zerglings also being added. 6 Zerglings versus these 3 Marines, which are moving along the far side. 1 Marine left off over here. Is it going to actually catch anything, as the Marines are now trying to back away from those Zerglings? The Zerglings are only slightly faster here, as the Zerglings now regrouping together to make sure that they're not in some sort of Congo line. Alright, some of those Zerglings do get taken down. No real damage being dealt, and left 2 on a Marine there, as we are now up to 7 Marines. Alright, drones are being trained. Bly needs to think about this defensively. He needs to know what's going on inside this base. He doesn't see it just quite yet. And perhaps he needs to get some Baneling's Nest. Without Baneling's Nest, those Marines are simply gonna walk inside this base and start shooting Zerglings one at a time and take them all down. SCV now looking to back away again. And here we have it. 1 Zergling down, 2 Zerglings down. And this timing of aggression may be simply too much. In comes the Marines. The Marines going after some units, going after the hatchery as well, as more and more queens are coming in together. And here comes all the SCVs. SCVs, this is definitely an all-in attempt. The queen now taking a lot of damage. Is it going to get taken down, as the queens and the SCVs are all trying to gather? SCVs and Zerglings coming in. And who is coming out on top? Mass Marines going after, but simply Bly with double queens at each hatchery, quad queens. And I believe that Bly is he going to be okay? He still has 3 queens here. Is he going to perhaps get a transfusion off? Needs to get a transfusion off on a lower hit point queen. No, doesn't get it off here. And now needs to wait for a little bit more energy. Is he going to get it? Yes, does get the transfusion. Another queen does go down. But what is happening? 19 drones, 13 Marines still on the field. And Marines still trying to battle it up here. And we are still getting some SCVs here, but more and more SCVs are engaging, and it looks as though this all-in attempt by Alive is going to do a bit of damage over here at the natural. This could be bad. Drones now trying to come in and engage. It looks like the Marines are backing away. Are the drones simply just going to surround here? Yes, they are. Getting in a lot of damage. Bly now down to 20 supply as the Marines are backing away still. Zerglings now trying to finish off the rest here. Is it going to be enough? The Marines are now backing off together. 6 Marines left. And this is going to be enough to one-shot many of these drones. No drones left at the natural. That's going to be very, very bad news as more Zerglings are trying to be trained. Hatchery now down to about half-life here, and it looks like it is still falling as drones are still falling as well. Drones, Zerglings getting picked off, and now in comes more. Bly was simply not ready for this one base all-in attempt, as the Marines are now still backing away, and down goes another drone there. All right, still more stutter stepping in. You can see Alive now just cranking out the units, trying to stay in the game that way. And will it be enough as the hatchery is about to fall, and there is the GG. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.